Hey everybody, I changed my live. I'm gonna go over the Don Wells interview with the news, titled Appalachia Unsolved. Where is Summer Wells? Um, Ceci Ann sent me that. I haven't looked at it, but we're gonna talk about it. So I don't see anybody coming over to hang with me, and that's perfectly okay. I can do it on my own. So here we go. Okay, I switched my live tonight because with the Shelby Shell trial, the Hey Poppy, with the Shelby Shell trial, the stuff that I have for that is going to be probably a long live, I would say. And since I did a live this morning, I just wanted to come on for a little while, and I was wanting to check this out. So what better way to do it than to do it with you, Poppy? Me and Poppy hanging out. That's right. Welcome to my channel. I commentate. If you get a little education, that is a thumbs up. Now, I have not seen this. I do not know what he is saying. We're going to listen to the clip, and then I am going to give my opinion on it. So let's go ahead and get started.
Since a 5-year-old girl disappeared from her
Can you
Hawkins
hear
County
Poppy?
home, never to be seen again. TBI investigators say the search for Summer Wells is still active, and they refuse to call the case cold. In tonight's Appalachian Unsolved,
me and you,
news anchor
girl.
Brittany Bailey talks to Summer's father and looks into why the search efforts so far have come up empty.
It's the face that launched 1,000 tips, searches, social media posts, conspiracy theories, and one big
Pat.
question. What happened to Summer Wells?
She could be being tormented every day, tortured every day. She could be locked in a basement with chains.
What, Dawn? Are you kidding, Dawn? Are you kidding? Hey, Sky Maiden. This is crazy, Dawn. Are you kidding me?
She could be going the rounds with drug dealers.
Disappeared from her
We're gonna
Hawkins
play
County
this
home,
again.
never to be seen again.
Oh
TBI
my
investigators
God.
say the search for Summer Wells is still active, and they refuse to call the case cold. In tonight's Appalachian Unsolved, 10 News anchor Brittany Bailey talks to Summer's father and looks into why the search efforts so far have come up empty.
It's the face that launched
Yeah,
1,000
I agree,
tips,
Sky Maiden.
searches, social
Hey,
media posts,
Chai.
conspiracy theories, and one big question. What happened to Summer Wells?
She could be being tormented every day, tortured every day. She could be locked in a basement with chains. She could be going the rounds with drug dealers. There's all kinds of things, but there is a small bit of hope that she could be with possibly someone who cares about her. We don't know.
These are the thoughts that run through the mind of Summer's father, Don Wells.
Flies.
He says in the years since his daughter disappeared, he's been treated like everything from a grieving father to a prime suspect.
You're still
We
a
don't pay no
person of
attention to them
interest.
because they have no idea.
Me too,
we can't
Pat.
go there because that's just a waste of time.
So you can say you had nothing to do with your daughter's disappearance?
I absolutely can. A lot of times in our misery at night when we can't sleep, we'd befriend somebody on Facebook and we'd talk back and forth, and then they'd come out and say, "Where's your daughter? We know you had something to do with it." And it would just rip your heart out more than it's already ripped out.
Many people have speculated what they think has happened in this case. The difficult part of the speculation is that if we as investigators speculate and focus our efforts in one direction, we're making a huge mistake.
TBI investigators say they have to explore all possibilities, from Summer wandering away to her being kidnapped.
We look for children when most people aren't. And this case is one that we've just not been able to overcome, and it's troubling.
Hey, Chai.
This case has been troubling for nearly everyone who has followed it, including many who didn't even know Summer personally.
I've got little blonde-headed, blue-eyed babies too. Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to like see her and know that it could have been mine. I mean, it could be anybody's.
Adrienne Kelly is from Ohio, but when Summer's story started spreading online, she joined others from across the country in becoming deeply invested in Summer's disappearance.
The only thing that we can do is keep sharing her picture. And someone will know something, and someone will eventually report it. I have to hold that hope.
That hope has been simmering for more than 3
Hey,
years now.
Nana.
Summer disappeared from
Sandy.
her home on Ben Hill Road in the Beach Creek community of Hawkins County around 6:30 p.m. on June 15, 2021. Authorities set off on an exhaustive search lasting late into the night. And just after midnight on June 16th, the TBI issued an endangered child alert. Around 12 hours later, that was upgraded to an Amber Alert, which is still active today. In the days that followed, crews searched more than 3,000 acres using helicopters, planes, drones, and scent tracking dogs. Then, in June of 2023, 2 years after Summer went missing, the TBI released an enhanced age progression photo of what Summer might look like. Today, she would be 8 years old.
We have
Wow.
thrown everything that we know to throw at this case, and we haven't had the answers that we need to get. We know we'll get them, but we don't have them today. When I see the picture of Summer Wells, I see my daughter. And I can tell you that if my daughter was missing, I would sure hope that somebody was looking for her every day.
That's what brought me to Summer's case also was she reminded me, hey, Salty Fry, good to see you. I'm waving back, Sandy. Here, I'll wave to you. I'm waving to everybody. I just got out of the shower, so I got my my under eye mask on. My hands were hurting really bad today.
Do you feel like you'll ever see your daughter again?
Eventually. I don't know about in this life, but eventually, yeah.
You may remember back in July of 2021, the Department of Children's Services confirmed Summer's brothers were removed from the home. Don Wells tells 10 News he and Candace recently signed over their parental rights to the boys. We did reach out to DCS for comment, but we're told DCS could not release case-specific information. We also reached out to the Hawkins County Sheriff for this story. The sheriff declined an interview, but said the case is still a priority and will continue to be until Summer is found.
If you have any information on this case, you can contact
865-215-7165 or 1-800-TBI find. What do you guys think about what Dawn said? Yes, they signed over their rights. And hey, Corey, I said a long time ago that that I knew that happened, right? I know, Nana. I know. Dawn has said some horrible things about Summer or what is happening to Summer. I mean, we can go down a whole list, talking about a motel, talking about, substance abusers having her, Dawn has said the most horrific things. And I didn't think anybody could top Dawn and some of the stuff he said, but PG sure did with what she came out with the other night. That was horrible. That was horrible. I just don't I don't understand. Let's look at some pictures of Summer here. This is the picture I don't like right there. For some reason, I do not like that picture at all. And on the first billboards, I couldn't understand why Dawn had Summer throwing out a gang sign. That made no sense to me. This one here is my favorite, though. This one here is beautiful. For the record, I refuse to allow Tim to have the interview at Summer's Day. I asked them to go to a different area. Yes, ma'am, you did, Nana, because you told me that. You told me that then. I mean, hey, May May, everybody, excuse me, that's followed Summer's case, we've heard the horrible things that Dawn has said. And I don't understand. Yeah, Brandy Neal talked to Dawn, but there's no talking to Dawn Wells. There's no talking to Dawn Wells. But I said a long time ago that they would sign the boys over because, this is my opinion, because obviously the state had things that were told to them, I don't know, by other people, but that the boys have said that they could have been charged with in family court, right? Hey, Nanya. So, Don says that they told him and Candace that they would keep bringing them back to court, take all their money, make them pay child support, which they, you know, my understanding, I believe that Candace tried to keep up on the child support. She had help when Dawn was in jail, but I don't know, was Dawn more behind than Candace? Or was she paying for both? I'm not sure. But it was decided that they sign their rights away to the boys. So that kind of just told me that, yes, the state did have certain charges that they could file against Dawn and Candace. They married, it would be the same. So Candace was basically paying for the whole thing. You know, Summer's been gone a long time, and I really hope she's found. We got to keep that hope out there, but I don't understand why Dawn Wells feels the need to put those things in our head, right? Both of them had to pay weekly. Flies, Nana said both of them had to pay weekly. They only had 15 out of 22 months to pull it together per the Adoption and Safe Families Act. They refused to be sober, for starters. Hey, Cotton Candy, thanks for popping in. My sister signed her rights over to the adopted parents to avoid child support payment. Well, obviously, Dawn didn't want to pay that child support, which is kind of sad to me. We don't know the statistics that, yeah, we don't know what law enforcement said. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion that, you know, I believe, this is what I believe, that they were basically told, right, that they would keep taking them back to court. They would keep making them pay for court cost, and they would make them pay for child support. If they wanted the boys back, all they had to do was what was asked of them through the courts. I wouldn't pay if they wouldn't give me my kids back. I truly believe that if, this is just my belief, if they wanted the boys back, oh, you're fine, flies. You're fine. Because most times, if people are married, then they pay the exact amount. It doesn't matter. They both have to pay. So them paying individually says a lot, because when Candace was working, she was paying her child support, right, Nana? I know when she lived with her friend, I can't think of her friend's name. It seemed to me while Dawn was in jail, that's what it seemed like, didn't it? Didn't it, Flies? It seemed, oh, Kathy, the friend, thank you. It seemed like Candace was trying. And then Dawn got out of jail and poof, everything went right back to the way it was before he went to jail. They really pressure the parents to sign over their rights in my state. Corey, that is, I would think that, Corey, I'm removing that comment because of the D-U-R-G in it. But that, I guess it would depend on what substance you're doing. I can't remember, Nana, what I asked. But it just seemed like we watched Candace, right? We watched Candace try to do right by the boys. And then when Dawn got out, it all went to crap. I don't know why. I really don't. I've always said that they have something on each other. I've always believed that. But Dawn Wells, I've got a list somewhere. Let me see if I can find it, of all the horrible things that Dawn Wells has said. I got a whole list. The motel, the being taken by substance abusers. And I'm going to say this right now, that Fred Hill, this is just the way I feel. Fred Hill knows, I think he knows something. I feel their addictions are what holds them together. I believe that they both did different substances, right? Yeah, with AI watching chat anymore, we got to be real careful with how we word stuff in chat. My niece put her child up for adoption, fell pregnant twice more. The other two were removed immediately after the birth. That's what they do here. Do you guys remember when John Walsh, do you guys remember when his daughter came out on YouTube She was on Doug Hutton's channel a couple of times. And John Walsh and his wife had taken custody of her children. Then, then when she had a third little girl, John Walsh had that child removed from her also. Nana said herb and drink. Yeah, hey, Exploited. I mean, Dawn even talked about her drinking, but we do know what's Dawn's preference was for sure. But I always wanted to know what happened the whole day. What happened the whole day? Not just from 6 o'clock. And I think that's where a lot of people make their mistake, is because everyone is looking at the timeline starting after 6 o'clock. But, you know, Candace and Chad talked about her going to Fred's. That was around 4:30, I thought. So that would mean that Summer was gone way before 6 o'clock. Because Candace tried to say that she had only been looking for Summer for 10 minutes. Fred also said, if I remember correctly, at one point that he actually seen Candace when she was coming home. That's what I thought, when she was actually coming home. And that was after 3 o'clock. But you guys remember Candace's interview with the news? And this really threw me off, knowing what we knew about the situation, is when Candace said, and I have it right here in front of me, thanks to Summer's daddy and my husband, he has always provided for us and has worked as much as he could and can and still is. That was when she apologized to people basically for not liking them at all. But at that time, just in that interview, Dawn talked about Summer being, I have it right here in front of me, being kept somewhere where she couldn't get outside, is what he said. And I would have had this pulled up already, but I wasn't expecting to talk about Summer tonight. So you guys would just have to bear with me. Hang on. Hey, I'm live. Let me call you back. All right, bye. And so in this interview, Dawn talked about Summer being kept somewhere where she couldn't get outside. She loved to be outside, and that was her downfall. That was her downfall. So almost immediately, you know, that is what? Blaming Summer, right? Then when Candace did her interview with Chris McDonough, she immediately made the statement that something about Summer would have been in bed till noon if she let him. All the kids were, or something like that. That felt to me like that was kind of a blame game to Summer also. Don would come out and say that Candace loved Summer, but most of his, yes, thank you, Nana, because that is very true. Oftentimes interviews are cut and spliced, and we don't always get the full conversation. Absolutely, you're right about that. So, in this interview with WJHL, the very first interview, he says, let me start it right where I need you. Don says that he never expected, that he never expected for anyone to get a hold of his heart like Summer has. He said, I guard my heart as much as I can, but she holds my heart in her little hands. And I love her with all my heart and would do anything to have her back. Speaking to whoever has her, he says, if you can do anything to find it in your heart to release her somehow, I don't know how you might do that. I mean, you're probably scared of going to prison for the rest of your life and everything else, but please find it in your heart, have mercy, and find a way of letting her go where we can get her back. And please have mercy on her, you know, and us and her brothers. She is such a loving, good spirit. Please don't hurt her. Please let her come home. My biggest fear is her being tormented or locked in a dungeon, basement, or something, because she loved to be outside all the time, and that was her downfall. Unfortunately, her downfall, a lot of times, the boys would be inside. Here we go. Blame game the boys here, right? Blame game the boys. The boys would be inside, and we would be like, where's Summer? Why'd you leave her out there alone? You know, go get Summer. Now, and it happened over and over again, and we'd come out, and she'd always be close by. But we was always coming out. She had to be outside. She was an outside person. Candace said she loved to be outside. Don says he's so afraid she is locked away. She has such a loving heart. I'm afraid that, you know, she is locked away where she can't be outside and play with a puppy and love nature, you know. That's my greatest fear, that she's not able to do any of these things, or that she could possibly be, he said, she could possibly be, I don't want to think she's dead, but it's a possibility. That's what he said. Word for word, verbatim. And those interviews, I went through each WJHL interview, and they had, I think, did it in 2 parts, and that I researched both parts to make sure that I got down exactly what they said. That Chai, I don't believe that the boys were ever split up. I don't know. I'm not a caseworker. I'm not there. I don't really think they were split up. What Dawn said was Candace had been having communication with the boys before Dawn got out of jail. When Dawn got out of jail, almost immediately, he says that the foster parents would not let Candace talk to the boys anymore because they said that she had called and they believed that she was intoxicated. So that right there ended the phone conversations with the boys. Absolutely, Flies. I agree. Flies said, I'm just happy they are thriving and living a life of normal teenage boys. That's a blessing. I said the same thing. They were going to lock their butts up. Yeah, if they didn't sign them over. Absolutely. I believe that wholeheartedly. I think that there were going to be some charges filed for sure. Let me skip on down through here. See if there's anything else interesting. Dawn said almost immediately, too, that Candace had the wrong friends. She stated that whoever took Summer, she hopes that they're tormented the way she's being tormented. She said that, I believe, on Dr. Phil. Now, wasn't it something that Dr. Phil did not ask them, at least not on national TV, about the hoax phone call with Mary, right? And Don saying that stuff in that interview didn't surprise me a bit. I mean, honestly, it didn't surprise me a bit that he would say something like that. Let me see. Now, Grandma Candy's interview with WJHL, she acted like that she didn't know the name of Warrior State Park. Remember? She acted like she didn't remember. She was like, I think it was. Well, when she said that, that made everybody start having, start thinking about, well, what if Candace took Grandma home first, right? So I think that's what kind of put everybody on that path at that time. Candace tried to say Summer was out of her sight for about 2 to 10 minutes. We know that wasn't true. One thing that I said, and it was my opinion, that the boys were Summer's caretakers. Hey, Marie. Summer's caretakers. Hey, Cats, I truly believe that. Right? But that's what I believed, just from, some of the things that Dawn had said. But yes, that's what Grandma said. And, let me tell you what I thought was interesting also. Do you guys remember, I believe it was on Cow Patty, I never can remember, Miss Daisy's channel. And I want to say again, you guys, give Miss Daisy and Jinkies some hugs and prayers. It came to my attention by Flies that they lost a brother, and that is heartbreaking. So prayers to you, Daisy and Jinkies, for real. I remember that Daisy was very kind when Todd passed away, and said a few things, and I've never forgot that. I've never forgot that, Daisy. So thank you so much for that. Now back at you, girl. So, oh no, my prayers for them. So, where was I? I got myself lost here for a minute. I lost my train of thought. Now, they talked about the endangered child alert, and a short time after that, they changed it to an amber alert. But what we have to remember is they searched hundreds of acres of land for Summer more than once. They went back over some of the same areas again and again, and they could not find her anywhere. They could not find her anywhere. So I thought it was beneficial that they did go ahead and change the endangered child alert to an amber alert. Now, I don't know if the red truck being talked about is the reason they changed that to an amber alert, or since they could not find her, was the red truck just a herring so they could actually be able to turn her endangered alert into an amber alert? Do you guys get what I'm saying? You feel me on that? Okay, that's EquiSurge. Now, I don't want to get into everything that EquiSurge talked about. I can do that at a different time. I have Ernie's call with Candace. And we do need to talk about this. I know that oh, Corey, Jody said so much stuff. Jody made a comment at the beginning that she pinpointed Summer being down the road, and I mean, Jody has said a lot. She said a lot of different things. So a lot of Jody's stuff just kind of poof disappeared also. So one day, when I can get a chance, Tiffany Marie said she would have a conversation with me, and I would love to have a conversation with her. I know there's other conversations with some creators I would like to have, but I have to kind of stop myself from talking with, and not all, I'm not talking about all creators, right? I'm saying that I don't really prioritize a conversation about certain individuals from that area who came on YouTube, started channels to speak their truth. Hey, Imagine Peace, this is the way I feel about that. A lot of those individuals, their stuff has nothing to do with Summer's case at all. And so you have to kind of learn which creators actually are speaking about Summer's case and important things about Summer's case, and you know, some who are just caught up in the rigmarole of you know, creators who are just from that area, but what they're talking about doesn't necessarily have anything to do with Summer's case. I mean, you guys feel me on that? Do you feel me? Do you feel me on that? So yeah, there's different levels of creators for me, for sure. For sure, for sure. And I'm really bad at if I talk to anyone and I kind of am like, you're lying to me, I don't want to talk to you, right? That's just the way I am. If I have a conversation with somebody, and because this is just the way I am. If I have conversations with people, I'm not putting it on YouTube. I don't need to. I've never done that. I've never been that way. And, you know, I'm not going to start doing that now, for sure. Now, I've said this before too, that something happened, even though the Wells family were highly dysfunctional, in my opinion, something happened within a certain amount of time that changed that whole trajectory. I know a lot of people want to say that it was once, what's the dude's name? Jose Roman came into the picture, but I don't know. I feel like it was even before that, because don't forget, Don allegedly was in Utah for quite a while. Yeah, I've seen a few of Jody's Facebooks that are gone now, but I never recorded them. I never recorded them. That's why I love clip channels. That's what clip channels are for. I know a lot of people had a lot to say also when Don mentioned that Summer looked like his sister Sonia. I never understood why people took that as something nefarious. I mean, I don't like Don Wells. Y'all know I do not like Don Wells. And I'm not a Candace fan. But when he talked about that, people made it creepy. Now, Sonia said he never touched her. He never touched her. Is what she said. I always felt that at some point that day, Dawn was home. I always felt that. And Benny did say this, so I'll talk about it. Benny talked about being at 110 Ben Hill Road. Benny talked about having witnessed Dawn behaving a certain way, that Benny actually thought that he was going to have to do something physical to Dawn. I'll just say it like that, right? And I really think I would love to talk to Benny. I really would. I wouldn't even put it on YouTube. But, you know, I think with Benny, he went to an area that was just overwhelming for him. No one there had a sense of time. People were running up and down the holler all hours of the night. That's the way it is sometimes in those areas. But I don't think that Benny was expecting what he actually came upon being there. So if that was the case, that is one thing Ernie would have used to try to get Candace all lovey-dovey with him, was the way that everyone knew that Dawn treated her. For sure. Okay. So in a conversation that Ernie was having, Candace was in the background. Dawn said, "Sorry bastard who came up here and took her out of the basement." Or, you know, and he caught himself saying that. It's hard to find your way to the resurrection because the world is so evil. Saying if Summer is unalive, she would have a guaranteed spot and be worth her weight in gold. He mentioned Summer and gold, and then says if he went and robbed a substance dealer, he is going to get far, far away. They are going to send people after me to unalive me. Now, I have a question right beside that statement I have written. Why mention substances in a conversation about Summer? Ernie would tell Candace things that Dawn was saying online, and Candace would assume, Candace would say that she never heard him say that, right? It was the way he said it, everything he said, imagine. Everything he said. Ernie was on the phone, and Dawn had, I'll say allegedly, slapped Candace because he said she was getting in his face while talking to Ernie. He throws something at her. He's trying to fan her away, telling her to get the fuck away from him. Now, I wish I could find this if somebody actually had it, because I watched this and I couldn't tell. I don't remember exactly what I saw, but they were allegedly in the bathroom doing substances on a live. I heard that and I had seen it, but I don't remember exactly what I thought I saw because it's been so long ago. Some people said that Cher and Benny were talking before Summer went missing, and I don't know if they were or not. I'd say chances are that the possibility was that they were. It is like Don and his oldest was in. Candace went to visit. But Lil Deb, how long was Candace in Wisconsin? Because allegedly Mary said Don was in Utah for 6 months. Because the oldest boy was going to school there. No, 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 no. Don said he cussed the boys all the time for leaving the doors open. Don also talked about that when the boys got taken, that he said the boys were probably in better condition where they are because he's just a laborer. He's doing the best he can, but doesn't make a lot of money. At that time, he tried to say that he did not know Jose. Now, back in the beginning, there was talk, I don't think it was true, I don't know, about Jose being in the area around the 15th, but there was never, no one ever brought out receipts for that. So the bad thing with Ernie that we've learned is you don't know whether to believe what he's saying or not, right? Cher started out with, Cher had been on for a while. Cher had been on for a while. She covered, what's his name? Chris Watts. I don't know whatever happened to the couch. I mean, was there ever any proof that there was a couch in front of the door? Or is that just what Jose said? Right? Now, of course, with Sharpie Jr. and Sharpie Sr., I'm sure law enforcement would have had to have checked him out. I never believed for a minute that law enforcement told Don Wells to go and here, let's pull up some more photos. This picture right here is the one where Don said that picture right here with Summer with chocolate on her face reminded him of his sister, Sonia. A picture that showed a couch in front of the door. Oh, yeah, I don't think any of us is going to forget the mattress, right? None of us are going to forget that nasty ass mattress that was laid up on the house. I don't personally do not know how shit, hang on. How Benny and Cher met. I mean, it's kind of irrelevant. It doesn't really matter. To me anyway. Okay, hold on. Shit fire. Hang on. Pull that back up. Okay. So Don never has liked the fact this whole time that people are asking him, where's Summer? Right? Where's Summer? Why do you guys think that people are looking at Don? He's still a person of interest. But for those of you who feel that he had something to do with Summer going missing, tell me why you think that. Please dress it up in the chat. Tell me why you think that. What has Don, what are his actions that he has made? He's made me think that he could possibly have something to do with it. You feel he had something to do with it too, Sandy? It's things that he has said. Things that he has said from... He's been very open about his life, right? He's been very open about his life. So from what you've seen, Sandy, so you have actually seen Candace being rough on the boys, or Don being rough on the boys? You've seen that? Or is that just what you heard on YouTube? Yes, Mimi Jean, I agree. The first interview he talked like Summer was already gone. I don't think he opened up. What? Yeah, we're not really talking about Sharon Benny though, Lil Dev. They both been around for a while. You mean the interview he did while his son was standing beside him? Is that what you're talking about, Sandy? That's the only one. Oh, okay. I get you, Sandy. I'm sorry. How you felt. Yes, I did ask you that, darling. Seeing her in the resurrection speaks volumes. And you know what? You're right, Vanna. He has talked about Summer in the past tense. He absolutely has from the beginning. He had a grip on the boy. Okay, so this is what we know about Don Wells from what Don Wells said. And I'm going to try to go by memory here. I haven't refreshed my, I need to take my eye patches off here. Okay, so Don grew up in an environment where him and, I don't know, his cousins, friends, whatever, find a magazine under his uncle's bed that showed men how to harm little girls. That's what he said. Okay. So then he tells us that when he went to live with his dad and stepmother, that his stepdad, his mother's husband at the time, had already done things to his stepsisters. That's what he said. Okay. So he acted like that when that happened with his stepsister Jeannie, that it was all her fault. Okay. It was all her fault. She led him on or whatever at 5 years old. He was 12. He should have known better. He also talked about his mother. He talked about his mother at one point running a motel. He talked about pretty high up people that were selling substances and things happening at that motel where it closed and then they reopened it, and the atmosphere was that they were going to basically protect these higher up substance dealers, and even with security, right? Oh shit. That drives me nuts. Let me get out of that interview, because if that happens to me again, that scared the shit out of me. Okay. Don, in the newest interview, he said she could be tormented every day, tortured every day. She could be locked in a basement with chains. She could be going rounds with drug substance abusers or dealers, all kinds of things. But there's still a small bit of hope that she could be with possibly someone who cares about her. But why would you, if you felt that way, why would you start out with the bad things? Okay, so Don's mom, that's what transpired there with Don's mom. Then he talked about being in a motel and seeing addicts, I'll just say addicts, harming children, right? Harming children. Now, he never said that he seen that in the motel his mother was running, but he says that he didn't realize what it was. Thank you, Poppy. Thank you, darling. He didn't know what it was until later on in years, right? And that search was very hard. That search for Summer was very hard on those searchers. Yeah, Don talked about, that was the most stupidest thing I think that he talked about was law enforcement. He said someone from law enforcement had said that he had sold Summer for substances. Instead of him saying, I did not do that, he proceeds to take $2,000, go to Knoxville. Don't forget, he's got 5 cars of TBI agents following him. And he takes those TBI agents to Knoxville, basically following him. He goes to his dealers, spends $2,000. Then for 2 days, he goes around giving it out to people. That's strange, right? But that's what he said. He even went into detail about, I was going so fast I lost him. It was weird. Yeah, I know, Mimi. Hold on, I gotta take that out of there. Where's it at? Oh. Please stress your words up in chat. He said, this is what Dawn said. Dawn said that a group of women donated $5,000 to him for him to fix the house to bring the boys home. He said he didn't have any money, but yet he had $2,000 to go to Knoxville and purchase substances to give away for free. Right? He should have been able to trade his skill for theirs. And that's kind of the point I made. I was like, you had people donating to help you with your home and everything else. And you're on here saying that $2,000 went to buy substances just to give away to people. Most people with the traits he displays don't maintain employment. He is hard to peg. He's not superficially charming, but can control being manipulated. Oh, that's a good point. I don't know about that, Mimi. I don't know about Robin giving him money. I know that Robin, she gave them her time. She gave them her time. Well, they didn't need the money to get a private investigator. They had private investigators who, as far as I know, are still working Summer's case pro bono. So, hey, act right. Act right, people. So I don't know about Robin giving them, money like that. She took it out of her retirement or something. Like I said, I don't know about that, but I do know Robin gave them her time. She absolutely gave them her time. She sure did. We heard him talk about the hammer. We heard him talk about her getting hard. And I guess what was weird to me about that, well, thank you, Act Right. Thank you. I'm glad you popped in. Yeah, that's the bad thing, Marie. I don't you know, if we can get rid of the misinformation, if we can get rid of the rumors, and try to stay with the facts, I think that we would, you know, I'm more of a, especially when it comes to Summer's case, I want facts. Don B said it. So do you believe it, Mimi G? Because Don B said it. You remember Robin saying that's not true. Mimi, you believe in Don B? Are you believing the what if man? What if? What if? What if? No, what Robin said in that interview was that at first she thought they might have been coming there to the church for the widow's mite, which is every church collects a widow's mite to help help families in need. And she said that that, you know, she thought that that's why they might have been there, but that they started coming back and started coming to church on the regular basis. From what I remember. From what I remember. Now, I'm going to read this really quick. This was from the Chris McDonough telephone interview with Dawn. He says, not sure what Candace's mom was doing. Guesses she was talking to police, to just standing there looking. And the boys were looking for Summer. Buddy says the police weren't there yet when he got home. He said he was the first one there. Police bottlenecked the road so no one could move, which set in panic and confusion cops in and out of the property. So, I don't think, I mean, Don said he was the first one there. But then later on, if you ask him, that changes a little bit. You know what, Nana? That's my opinion too. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. And let me tell you this, Don B. I don't care if you and Roush from the TBI go fishing together. I don't care what you guys do together, because I can say this right now. If that man is talking to you about an investigation into a missing little girl, he needs to be fired. I'm just saying. How did we go from Robin donating money to Robin working for an adoption agency for the church? Oh, Chai, I figured that a long time ago, that Don Wells don't tell the truth. Yeah, anything that happened in that courtroom had to stay in the courtroom. For real. I don't know, y'all are confusing me. You all are confusing me. Okay, so Don said his first impression was to go to the bottom, the shed at the bottom. not going to the house first, going towards the creek and seeing his neighbor Don on one side of the hill, the boys on the other side. You know what? I don't think Don even mentioned Jody Sue when he was doing this interview with Chris McDonough. No. Yeah, you're right, Nana. Robin never tried to get the boys. Nobody from church even tried to get the boys. Also, none of Don's family tried to get the boys. Nobody tried to get those boys. They stayed one night with Clyda Trent. One night with Clyda Trent. Right? Because they had nowhere to take them at the time. Well, that's the sad thing about it. That's the sad thing about it, you guys. I mean, the misinformation about Summer's case, what happened was there were creators who realized that they could get that attention. They could get those views from putting out misinformation. And it was very sad. Oh, no, I know. I know, Act Right. I know about the catalog. Yeah, Nana knows Miss Robin personally. No, Clyda said that the boys stayed with her the first night. She said because CPS didn't have a place for them. Is that it right? Is that what you're talking about? So, what was not proven? Because that crazy WCIA lady, she has said a lot. Wait a minute. I don't think she twisted her words about. Okay, I don't need to have Clyda doxed here. Okay. But I thought Clyda herself said that she was in Tennessee. Huh, I guess I'll have to find that and listen to it again. Hold on, I'll find it. Because she said Dawn wanted her to come on she was going to come a certain day, and Dawn said ask her to come on another day because CPS was coming. Clyda Trent was a good friend. Yeah, I know that she was confusing her, but I thought Clyda said that herself. Okay, let me find it. Okay, that's where I went over the interview. Here we go. I got it. Let's listen to this real quick. Okay, wait. This is Valkyrie's corner here. No, she didn't. Did Dawn's mom die at Clyda's home? I thought Dawn's mom died at her own home. Okay, I'm gonna listen to it. Hold on. I want to hear Clyda. Okay, listen. We'll hear Clyda say it. I want to hear Clyda. Okay, here we go. Now, I do know that she was confusing her, trying to confuse her on days, right? Okay, all right. I'm not going to listen to it then. Okay, I'll listen to it later. They are not all together, child, but that is what Isaiah House and Foster's. What? All right. Well, it's almost 9:30. I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. Um, what? Okay, you know the process? Do you know for a fact where the boys are at? Do you know for a fact they're not together? I don't know either, Flies. Me neither. Night, Selena. You have a good night too, Nana. So basically, we went over what Donwell said. Um, I, I don't know why that he likes to put it in people's minds horrible things that could be happening to Summer. Does he know something that we don't? Hey, that's right. Hang out whenever. I know the second part. I don't know what you mean. Oh, you're telling me you know where the boys are? Yeah, if you do, you probably should keep that to yourself. Okay, you crazy girls, I'm getting off here. Thank you, Flies. Misinformation everywhere. I only know what law enforcement has said, and it's not much. Absolutely. Oh, okay. You have a good night too. All right. Well, next time I talk about Summer, I need receipts. I need receipts. because that's the way I am over here. And I know that we can all give our opinions. We can all give our theories. You know, there's been a lot of people that say they talked to Candace and Candace said this and Candace said that. You know, and there are a lot of people that talk to Candace. I'm just weird. I kind of, if I have a question, I ask Nana. I ask Nana for life. She's my Candace go-to person to see if something's fact or not. Her and Flies and but yeah, that's kind of weird that Candace would go around telling people where her boys were. I wouldn't think that, not saying you're not safe or anything, right? To say something like that too. But if that got out to the wrong people, that could be very damaging. Yeah, the three, yeah. Oh, we knew that. Okay, act right. All right. Yeah, we knew that it was Photoshop, but yeah, give me a second. Well, I just go to your YouTube search bar and put in Clyda Trent, and it'll pop right up for you. I've already taken it off. I've already taken it off. I agree, Fly. Summer's been lost in misinformation. The boys are thriving and doing well. Hopefully the boys and Summer can be reunited and that part of them can heal. I agree 1,000%. But it doesn't matter if they're together or not. They're not at 110 Ben Hill Road. And, you know, I just feel like that, and I'm, like I said, I'm not saying that you're dangerous or anything, but if Candace let that get out to the wrong people, if that's true, she needs to watch what she's saying to people. All right, you guys have a good night. Yeah, just, hey, Imagine, just go to your YouTube search bar, honey. And I'm sorry because I took that off. I didn't keep it pulled up. Go to your YouTube search bar and just put in Clyda Trent. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you're taking me wrong. Hey, Lisa Kleckner. Bye, Marie. No, I'm not meaning you. Thanks, Imagine. If I still had it up, honey, I would have dropped the link for sure. I can't remember who. I can't remember off the top of my head who did it. There's Little Summer. I want those pictures. Why does it do that? Drives me nuts. I'm surprised I'm surprised she didn't have that tooth pulled. For real. Oh, Lord. I don't, maybe I should have talked about the Shelby Shell trial tonight. But I would have been, yeah, Backwards Georgia girl. Thank you, Flies. Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. Yeah, I mean, one thing I don't like to do over here is necessarily talk about the boys and where they're at. That is something that obviously Candace and Dawn and the courts know where the boys are. So, yeah, so we went from Clyda watching the boys the night that CPS took them, just for the one night, to knowing where the boys are at because Candace told you. And I mean, it's really, it's sad that it's all just sad. It's very sad. So they are brothers, and hopefully, oh, thank you, Flies. I guess my lazy ass could have went back and pulled it back up. You need to get back to watching the trial. What trial are you watching? Imagine. It's scheduled for tomorrow. Tomorrow, definitely, I'm going to be talking about the trial some more. I've got the interview that Soft White Underbelly did with Shelby Shell's, I guess it would be his ex-wife now. I've got some different things that I want to show. So I think on my live for tomorrow, I already dropped the two. I'm going to be showing the rest of the speakeasy video where Ernie's up there talking. And don't forget, Ernie has already lied about the file, F-I-L-E, the file that he says Shelby used on the weapon. So he's already lied about that, right? Blatantly lied. Done caught him doing that. So we're gonna finish the speakeasy, and then I've got some stuff on Blame Katie that I want to show you guys, and I believe that I don't know if I'll have time tomorrow, but there is some more stuff also from General Awareness 2.0. Don and Ernie would make a good couple. Yes, Soft White Underbelly did an interview with, I believe her name's Tabitha. And I'll be pulling that up, and we will definitely be talking about that. I just kind of, I wanted to, because Sassy Ann had sent it to me, the new video about Dawn talking to the news or whatever, and I kind of wanted to just go over that and give my opinion on it. I really wasn't prepared to, get into any more of it than that. And but summer is why I came to YouTube. Even though I started out writing about it, what happens is, especially in Summer's case, there were so many creators that, like with me, it was very frustrating for me because a lot of times when a mod or a sub gives a creator information, that creator may not put that information out the way that you wanted it put out. So in Summer's case, a lot of people just made their own channels so they could put out their stuff the way that they felt it should be put out. And that's how we ended up with a lot of creators talking about Summer Wells case. Unfortunately, we have nothing new. Nothing new. And it would be, let me tell you, that would be a wonderful day of celebration on these YouTube streets if law enforcement ever came and said, hey, you know, guess what? We found Summer. She's been loved. She's been cared for. That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Yes, you're right, Sandy. The only fact we have is that she can't be found. And I think that we feel like she's not in the area because she hasn't been found. I mean, they looked and they looked and they looked. We talked about a bear possibly getting her. Could a bear have got her? There was a bear in the area. There was a bear in the area. Twyla and her team with EquiSearch, they saw a bear. There was a bear in the area. Now, I used to think, okay, well, in trigger warning, if a bear got her, there would be something that would prove to us that the bear got her, and that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. But, you know, from my understanding, Candace talks to a lot of people. And, you know, obviously she trusted you to tell you that stuff. Bears will shake their live prey until the next snap. Trigger warning. Then they pack it back to their den in a lot of cases. Hey, Lisa. Thank you again, Lisa. Thank you. So, I really wish she could be found. I really do. But look at that what's that little boy's name? The little boy that was just walking back to the camper. His grandfather and another man was there. Hey, H. And the little boy just, Koontz, was his last name Koontz? Yeah, Summer was tiny. Summer was a tiny little thing. Nana, I haven't forgot either. My mind has just been kind of cray-cray lately. But I haven't forgot about finishing writing about your little purple tent. Okay, Ainsley Daniels. What Imagine is talking about is Ainsley Daniels put pictures on a brick wall of individuals who were vested in finding Summer Wells. Her brothers, her mom, her dad, her grandmother. But I do not know why Robin Lane, Tim Mullins, and David Dotson were on that wall. How were they vested? I can kind of see Robin, but the other two, I don't know why their names were put on there, right? Hang on, I don't need a troll in here. Oh, Crystal's live. I didn't know Crystal was live. Crystal, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were live. I am so sorry. I am sorry. Uh, uh, well, I've never heard of you, Tina, at all. Got some pretty wild content right there. Doesn't look like you're an Andrew Hiltz fan. Oh, dang, you got some wicked content there. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyhow, yeah, I never, yeah, I could see Robin, but not Tim Mullins or David Dodson. Because if you're going to, yeah, I was looking at him. Give me permission to show him sometime, Tina. If you give me permission to show him sometime, then I'll show him sometime. I can't do it right now because some of the titles of them, some aren't funny. Ooh, so, okay. Just give me permission and I'll look at them, okay? And we'll see. We will see. Yes, please go over and join our Facebook group. Well, thank you, Tina. All right, we got Tina's permission, so I will check out your stuff and try to fit it in with a live. You have been here a long time, H. You have. You know, H, you kind of swooped in and came into our lives, and we are better for it. We are better for having you in our lives, H. So thanks. Thank you, H. Davis. For real. Okay, so wow. Now I'm kind of yeah, I want to go watch your stuff, Tina. I'm gonna sub to her right now. I guess it's are you a girl or oh, you don't have to answer that. You don't have to tell us if you're a girl or a guy. You can go ahead and drop the link. Will you drop the link, Fly, so I can grab it real quick? Oh, no, I got it. Never mind. I'm sorry. That was dumb of me to say that. I can just pop right over here. No, 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 no. Okay. So, and I appreciate you guys coming in and trusting me enough to give me your opinions and things like that. I just don't, I like to give my opinion a lot, and I don't want anybody to feel like, I was, not being respectful of your opinion. I don't want anybody to feel like that. So if I made anybody feel like that, I apologize. I do apologize. So, but thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. It's 9:45. I've got to try to get some sleep tonight. I haven't been sleeping good, and it's driving me nuts. And I know there's probably a couple creators that are like, why is Remain Calm in my chat at 1 o'clock in the morning? It's because Remain Calm can't sleep. In my opinion, I am an arsehole biatch. No, you're not. Don't talk about yourself like that. Listen, Linda. Don't talk about yourself like that. So many are not sleeping good. Yeah, I'm not. He runs with scissors. Don't fib on me, dang it. Okay, well, I won't talk nice about you anymore. I'm not going to tell people what a good friend you've been to me. How just you have really been you're just mean, and you're not good to me, and you don't let me call you and cry, and you tell me to get the fuck over it, and you're just really nasty about it, and you don't answer the phone. You send me to voicemail all the time, and you know how I feel about that. You know how I ask lips, how I feel about somebody sending me to voicemail. I'm just kidding, everybody. I'm just kidding. Sound like Ernie doing a wrong docs. I know what your name is. You know I call you Linda all the time. Yes, her name is not Linda, okay? Her name is not Linda. Oh, well, you go ahead and do that, H. Good night, Nada. All right, I'm going to go. I do owe you guys a fun live, so I am going to be doing that really soon. But yes, I am doing part 7 of the Shelby Shell trial tomorrow. No excuses, okay? Yes, Linda was your sister who passed last year. Flies had a sister that passed last year. It was it was hard. It was really hard for her. You know what I loved about Flies throughout that time? Because she still kept her sense of humor. She still kept her sense of humor. Darlene was the sister that passed in March. Yeah. I mean, it's like there's been a lot of people's families passing. It's just really weird. And we need to be super supportive of, of course, we're sending prayers out to whoever needs it. But, be a little sensitive with Daisy and Jinkies, losing their brother. And, please, if you guys see Sassy Ann anywhere besides in here, give her some hugs and, pray for her. Things are really tough for her. She's gone through so much, and her sister isn't doing well, and so it's really hard for her. So, but thank you guys for praying for me too. It means a lot. It does. So, all right, my ass is going. Oh yeah, 2 sisters and a brother, Donald. And look, YouTube is a place where people argue, people fight, people talk smack about each other. But behind the scenes, if something happens to one of us, we're there to send prayers. We're there to let people know that we're thinking about them for real. Yes, Fly's family was big. big. And you still have 10 living. So there was 13 of you? 13 of you flies? I didn't know what to do with, because I've got 2 sisters living. One passed away. I had my I've got a brother and then me. So, yeah, 13, a baker's dozen. I know, that's so interesting. Blythe doesn't go, she doesn't go up on people's panels and stuff. I mean, she came on mine once. She came on my panel one time, and for a half a second, she showed herself and said, "I am not Andy Bernard." And before I could even say, "Hey, what's up?" she was gone, just like that. She was gone. Chaos. I just had a little brother, and he was 7 years younger. Was like my kid. My kids, my daughter and my middle child, my daughter, are 7 years apart, and then my middle daughter and my son are, I believe they're 6 years apart. So I tried to, actually, I didn't try to space my children out. That's just how I had my kids. Then the Mike interrogation where I proved him to be a creeper. Did I miss something? Mike. Who's Mike? What am I missing? I miss out on everything. Lost my brother 20 years ago. I have 2 sisters I don't claim. You know, I don't talk to my siblings either. I really don't. It was just chaos all the time. Me being the youngest one, they always thought that they could talk down to me. You know, yeah, I was just never treated very good. Now, my one sister, she did come to Todd's celebration of life, and I appreciated her doing that, and I talked to her just a little bit, but I still didn't give her my phone number. I won't give my family my phone number. Oh yeah, that crazy guy Mike. He said he acted like retired law enforcement and blaming everything Seth said on Chris. I remember now. 17 means something to you? Do you have 17 siblings, H? Well, you know what? This is what, when my father died in 2020, my birthday was on the 3rd of December, and my dad passed away on the 8th. And I told my oldest sister and my brother that Dad was no longer here, so I never had to speak with them again. That's Carl Erskine number. Oh, is it? Number 17, Carl Erskine. Yes, we actually have a very nice elementary school named Erskine. It's called the Erskine Building. So yes, Carl Erskine was a really big deal here in Anderson. I mean, there ain't no sense to lie about where I live because crazy girl across the street told everybody I lived across the street from her. So I don't hide where I live anyway. I really don't do messed up stuff for people to come knocking on my door and shit. I've seen or heard from my sister for 3 years. She's a narcissist. What? Your husband's grandpa had 20 kids from 2 marriages? Yes, Sandy, baseball. 20 kids from 2 marriages? Dang. He was hitting that, wasn't he? Grandpa had it going on. You know what, though? Back in the day, when these people would have all those children, dads were being dads and moms were being mothers. Did I find it? I don't know. Let me look. Let me look. Yes. Yes. I should have talked about that a little bit too. Look who's got a channel, y'all. Look who's got a channel. Casey Brumette's dad. Casey Brumette's dad. I'm not even going to show his stuff. Where are you at with it snowing on August 16, 2024? Huh. Kind of weird, right? That's weird. Well, let me see. April 9th, 2024 is when he joined Facebook. Or I'm sorry, YouTube. Kind of weird, right? So maybe he just had a, maybe he just, like listened to music or something. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Weird. Oh, you're an empath. He is asking for help to find Casey. Well, wait, because Casey already came. Casey already came out and said she was okay. Oh, you did a video in Anderson? Well, if you ever come to Anderson, H, you give me a holler and we will meet and I will buy you dinner. How's that sound? I will buy you some grub. For real. Basketball player. Not a baseball player, basketball player. Ernie and Charlie have him convinced it was staged. You know, we'll get into Ernie more tomorrow, but I'm going to tell you guys, covering this trial really opened my eyes about Ernie Shell. I never really paid him much attention before. I really didn't. But He's very dangerous. He is very dangerous, in my opinion. Very dangerous. So we will definitely get into that tomorrow. All right, I've been on here 2 hours. I'm going to get off here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Like I said, I didn't mean to sound harsh if I was speaking to someone and they thought I was sounding harsh or anything. Don't take it that way, okay? Really don't take it that way. The missing poster on here has the altered flyer. So on this channel, he's got the poster and changed it. Wow. Casey Brumette did a Snapchat and said that she was fine. Talked about DV going on in the home. She's going to be 18 here soon, right? Going to be 18 here soon. And that she would be back home. Is that him? So he's a truck driver? Oh, there it is. He's got a sideway. Okay. This flyer about Casey was edited because this is not, even though it's sideways, this is not the flyer that was released by law enforcement. It does not say possible kidnapping. It says possible runaway. Possible runaway. And are giving their phone numbers and not law enforcement's. Now, that's very dangerous. And I talked about this with Seth Rogers too, that, law enforcement, Seth Rogers is a hothead. The last thing law enforcement would want to do is have information that might find Sebastian, give it to Seth, who's a hothead, and have Seth just totally ruin the investigation, i.e., or arrest of any individual that may be involved with Sebastian Rogers missing. Also, just to add something, in my opinion, you don't need to be cleared, Seth Rogers. You don't need people to go down with bullhorns. Seth Rogers, he doesn't need to be a person of interest. Law enforcement, take him off the list. Take him off the list. No, sir, you need to be on that list. You need to be on that list. So I'm going to get off here. Crystal, I know you're live. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were live, Crystal. So I really love Crystal. Fly, do you want to drop her link in the chat real quick? Because I did not know she was live. I definitely am supportive of Crystal. She's a really good person. She really is. She has foster children and she loves those kids. She loves them so much. So, but all right, well, I don't know if this live went directly the way I wanted it to, but it was interesting, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to add the rock gut shit Don Wells said again about Summer to the list of the already rock gut shit that he has said about Summer. So it didn't surprise me that, talking to you know, the news after not doing it for a while. Guess what? Didn't surprise me any, freaking weirdo. All right. We are praying for Summer. We're praying for Monkey, Michael Vaughn. We're going to pray for Casey Brunette, even though she says she's safe, to give her the strength to continue to want to change her environment and try to have a good life. I pray that the job that she said she is getting, that she will be successful at it and she can finish getting her high school diploma. And, you know, I see good things happening for her. I really do. I really see good things happening for her. I know, Flies, I'm going to miss you so bad. I don't want to cry. I'm going to miss you so bad. So now I got to buckle down and really learn my shit because Fly's going to work. She's starting work. And I'm going to miss her. I'm going to miss being able just to pick up the phone and call her and talk to her. So I'm going to miss that. There were 8 of us and I'm the last one left. Oh, Pat. Pat, thank you for popping in. Thank you. I always want to keep track of Pat. And I thought about getting some more I don't know what I did with my little tray. But these rose quartz hearts that I got, and Pat was the first one to get one. Pat was the first one to ever get one. And I still need to go get some more because they were just beautiful hearts and reminded me of summer so much. But yeah, Pat was the first one to get one. So Pat's been with me since the get-go. So, but we're here for you, Pat. We are here for you, for real. We need a BS trophy. Oh, Lord. I wouldn't know who to give it to. For real. Well, you call me, Flies. At least give me a call after you get home and let me know how things went for you. For real. And we're going to be here, so if you don't like that job, you just walk your ass right out there. You go home, you call me, and we'll go live, and we'll see what we can make happen. For real. It will be after 11:30 tomorrow night, my time. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a really long day for you tomorrow, isn't it? Well, you call me whenever. I don't care. You call me whenever. You know I'll answer the phone. Or, you know, if you get a chance to sneak out and have a cigarette and you want to call me on your break, you can do that too, lady. But I am going to miss you a lot. I really am. All right, I'm going to get off here before I start to cry like a blubbering baby. Yeah, text me for sure. But yeah, we're sending prayers out on these YouTube streets. It's bad. People need to quit attacking other people, quit attacking families, Quit attacking children. It's just not a good look. It really isn't. But we sure are going to have a heck of a time tomorrow night. I believe I scheduled it for 6 o'clock because I'm going to keep showing you guys that justice for Ronnie King, in my opinion, has not been served. I believe there are others or another who was involved in that situation. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys a lot of stuff. So, all right, I'm going to get off here. I'll keep talking. Bye, you guys. Good night. Oh, I got to peace out. Peace out. Thank you, you guys. I mean that. I really do. Thank you, Imagine. All right, I'm out of here. Good night, y'all.